Do you ever not know how to work on a bottom bracket like that one right there? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm back in my really hot garage. It's a California summer. Today, we have a couple of issues. And honestly, our only issue actually is the fact that our bottom bracket is having a bit of an issue. Let's take a closer look actually. Take a good listen to that. I don't know if you can see or feel it, or you can't feel it. I can hear it. That is in fact knocking, which is a great indication of the fact that number one, our bottom bracket needs rebuilding, and number two, why the heck are you riding it? That's not an indication of why the heck you're riding it. Actually, yes it is, because you want danger. My middle name is Danger, that's right. I have nothing left to lose. So, with that, let's get into how you rebuild these things. I just rebuilt it on that black Bianchi back there. I actually have to edit the video. I might spend tonight editing like 6 different videos. So, sorry to all my 60 subscribers. I've been a little terrible with my videos. I got like 5 going here. This might be like the 5th or 6th, I don't even remember. Okay, so, first of all, let's talk about how the heck you pull off these things. So, what you want to do is you don't actually have to take off your pedals at all, actually. And all you actually have to do is literally just remove your cranks and, your chain, I guess. Honestly, even then it doesn't matter. I'm gonna remove the chain anyways, just because. For right now though, just for this next 5 minutes, we're just gonna focus on this. So, number one, when you're taking these things off, pop the old cap off, right? So you got a cap here. This is a clean bike. It's been sitting in a garage for at least 20 years of its life, which means I'm spared from most of the disasters that come with sitting bikes. Okay, so step 2 of this whole process of my paintbrush, we go back on. You need yourself one of these handy dandy looking tools. This is I think a crank remover. So here's how it works. First of all, I've got this side. You can use any remover you want, even from a socket wrench, right? As long as it goes onto that bolt right there. I'll show you here. So we got a bolt right in there. And so first what you're gonna do is undo this. And all you have to do is hit yourself, and make sure you have a wrench about this big. You actually want a pretty big wrench so that number one, you don't strip your tool. Number two, it's just good to have a big wrench. All I'm gonna do is just, oh man, that's on there really good. Wait a second. Crap, give me a second here. Okay, I'm gonna take off the chain first. Great, so now that I have that down, what I'm actually gonna do, the chain's off. I took the chain off, by the way. What I'm gonna do here is, I gotta lift up the back here, wait a second. So, I gotta get that, oh crap. Okay, so I have it resting like this. Right? Now first what I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna get my tool, and all I'm gonna do is put it on here. Okay, rotate to the left. So, just force it to the left. Oh, it's barely doing its thing. It does not want to come off. All right. Okay, there we go. Broke it free. Watch your hands. That happened to me the other day. Not pretty. Great, so this bolt is now off, right? And now you can see your crank is not coming off still. Oh, now. Okay, so with that, what you're gonna do is, now that you've taken that off, it's now time to use your crank remover tool. So, we're gonna take these things, we're gonna put them on the side here, right? And what you're gonna do is this thing right here, now this screws in and pushes that out that way. That's how you can push your crank off, your arm, whatever. And these threads, they actually go into here. There's actually, you can see kind of, there are threads right there. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna thread it in. Make sure you're not cross-threading or anything. That's gonna make your life miserable. So once you get that in, get it like past finger tight. You don't want to strip any threads. And that's good. Now, I'm screwing this thing in, and what this is gonna do is push on the center shaft and pull this out. This, you're now going to rotate this way. So, I'm gonna go here.
I'm just gonna go like this. By the way, my front tire is off and I'm on the ground, if you don't remember.
Okay, so this one was fairly easy. It actually just came off just like that. Yeah, that's easy. Oh yeah. So, great. Crank is off. So, you can put your crank on the ground like so. We can move over to the other side. Now that I've informed all of you on how to do this, let's do it again. So, pop your cap off. Just putting everything down here to the right. Okay. Put this guy in. Twist him loose. Easy, like that. Okay, check. Then take this guy and you thread him in. So he's finger tight. Then you take your wrench. First you get that finger tight. Then you take your wrench and you just crank it down. Now, other days I've had to use my foot to crank this down. This is a walk in the park compared to my last job. Don't ever question whether or not this thing is just you're doing the wrong thing in this case, because sometimes it'll be like, crap, it's not coming off. Maybe I'm using the wrong method. Maybe this is a different crank. No, you're not using the wrong method actually, and you're using it on the right crank. The issue is, it's probably just stuck, at least usually in my case. Great, so we have our BioPaste deformed oval, and that's pretty loose. That's not great. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a brush and we're gonna clean off this bottom bracket area first of all. I just got like a chain brush here. Hopefully this works. Okay, so once you have done that, now comes one of the annoying parts, which is disassembling this thing. Now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna zoom out here, and I'm gonna flip the bike over. So here, you have to get now this tool, which is a wrench or a hammer. So I'll show you two ways you can do this. You can either A, tap it out with a flathead screwdriver and a hammer. So you can put it here, right? So if I had a flathead screwdriver, I'd put it here, wedge it, and then boom, 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 you know, boom, boom, that way. And then I'd tap it. This one rotates off to the left, actually. If you have a wrench, you can get this one. Park tool, HCW5. And all you're gonna do is find where it fits, get a good thing going here, and just rotate it off, just like so. Bada bing, bada boom. So now you have the outer ring off, right? That's your outer ring. Now you have the inner ring to deal with. And this, it's always gonna be finger tight, always. Never time it hasn't been. Let's take a look at how the bottom bracket's looking in here. It's looking pretty clean. Okay, so we're looking at a pretty clean bottom bracket. It's been sitting for a while. Okay, let's open you up. Let's take a look. We have got some dirt and grease in here. Oh yeah. Okay. We've got ourselves a good mess to clean up. Oh, loose bearings. Yeah, our bearings are worn out. He is worn the crap out of his bearings. I'm taking a look inside. We've got ourselves honestly a pretty clean bottom bracket from the other things I've seen. So, what's that? Oh, that's where that thing screws in. So at this point, now what you gotta do, get a towel. I'm gonna take out all the bearings from both of these cups and remember which side your crank goes on. So in this case, it's looking like this side on the there is a little longer, right? Am I crazy? No, I don't think so. Maybe I am. I don't know. So I'm gonna take a marker real quick and just mark that off. Just like so, I have marked off the side, right? Good stuff there. Now what you're gonna do is clean everything. Lovely. Now that my pain in the butt dryer was stopped and my family's clothing is dry, we are now going to get back to work. So, because his bottom bracket is in fact knocking from wear and tear, and his bearings, needless to say, have changed color, with the amount of torque he'll be putting into this bike and the amount of miles he plans to put on this bike, I'm gonna do my friend a favor and rebuild his bearings entirely. So, first of all, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna want to get a bearing kit like this. Size this thing up, figure out what's the right size. We have a match, as you can see. So, I'm just going off of looks. I mean, it's not the greatest idea, but it works. Crap, that's stuck in there. So, you're now, once you get all those, once you find the right size bearings, right? So it's the biggest bearings I own actually. So, all I'm doing here is in this bracket, I'm just, fucking zoom in. I'm just popping all the bearings into the bracket like this. It's not a whole lot to the process, honestly. You just pop them all in, like so. You watch out, because sometimes they want to fall out. So, get that one. Let me get this one real quick. Sometimes they'll be really easy to put in, other times they'll not be. Just be careful, because sometimes they'll pop out because they're loose or something before you put them into the chute. Chute. That's not good. Just be careful. They could be loose. So now that my bearings are now assembled as so, we're now going to put this thing on the vise. So the deal here with the vise and stuff is basically we're going to reassemble this with the grease and everything on the vise. And then all we have to do is just walk it over to the bike. So you don't have to tighten it down a lot, just make sure it's secure. What you're going to do is get yourself some marine grease like this. I'm about out. This what is this? Lucas oil? Yeah, this is Lucas oil, marine grease. Picked this up at Ace Hardware a long time ago. It's lasted me about a year or two. With all these rebuilds though, about halfway through my canister. So you're gonna want that and probably some paper towels for the sake of wiping your hands off. At this point, I'm just gonna get a screwdriver because it makes my life easier, right? And all I'm gonna do is get a good amount on my screwdriver. Just put it on there.
You can also use your finger. It makes you feel more comfortable. Maybe get a latex glove or two. I'm just putting an ample supply all over the thing, just making it nice and happy. Right? Great, so you made it nice and happy. Now at this point, what you're gonna do is, oh, crap. Shoot. Many curse words almost just came out of my mouth. So needless to say, a very unhappy thing just happened to me, which is not very happy. And that is my entire bearing system just disassembled itself immediately. So, let me just reassemble that.
So, it looks like what I'm gonna wanna do is actually flip that like that, and then just put my bearings on that way. Nice. Now this thing will not come apart on me. Oh, you love to see it. Great. So my bearings are nice and happy and secure on my little center shaft piece. Now what I'm going to do is get some more grease. And just get a good amount on the bearings. Another great tool here would actually be a paintbrush. If you don't care to kill your paintbrush, it'd be a good tool to use actually. Just a good paintbrush. So once you feel you put on a solid amount of grease, I think it's safe to flip it over to the other side. Now, marine grease, at least here, has adhesive properties. That's why it's staying in place. And that's why I prefer this grease, because of the adhesive properties. Remember that, because it's sticky. It's a very sticky grease, and it's meant for higher temperatures than the bike. It can handle higher RPMs. It's marine grade. It's called marine for a reason, because of the ocean. It's meant to be put on boats and stuff. A lot of moving parts on boats. So, that's probably good. Okay, and all you do, plop that on, like so, right, okay. Then, you put the remaining grease onto here. So, I'm just gonna put some more grease all over you, like so. A little more. Okay, so you've just about coated your thing in grease. which is a great thing to do. Now it's time to bring it back over here. Now, let's borrow my tripod. Over here, we have that hole and we have the cup. Now, first of all, in the hole, I'm actually going to come around from the back side here, right?
And all I'm going to do is just wipe off any grease I can get on my screwdriver through there. So I got about this amount. I put it through. I'm just wiping it off. A little more.
That's probably good. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the cup. So this cup right here, crap. This cup right here, right? See that? This is the same process here. I'm honestly just wiping it off. See that? I'm gonna do it the opposite way as well. I'm just wiping it off. Honestly, any way you do it works. So, I mean, that's a solid amount of grease right there. You don't need any more than that, really. So at this point, with your screwdriver or your finger, just save yourself money, time, and grease. Give yourself a little spare grease. Now you can wipe it off with your paper towels. So at this point, we greased everything, we've put new bearings in. It's time now to reassemble. Here's your bearings. Remember this mark? That is the mark of the drive side, or whatever side that is. And all I'm gonna do is insert it in. Okay, then I'm gonna get my cup and my cup. I'm now going to fit it over. And I'm gonna be careful not to cross thread here. There we go. Screws in like that. Perfect. You'll screw it in until it's about finger tight. There we go. So it's finger tight now. At this point, I'm gonna wanna wipe off some of this grease. It's dirty. You kind of just don't want it. You know, some of it's okay to keep on there for the sake of keeping that area lubricated, but otherwise, you don't need all that much grease left. Okay. Turn that over. Okay. Now I'm just gonna wipe off the other side real quick. So it's slathered in a very, very thin coat of grease for the sake of, you know, making sure nothing seizes within the next 10 years. Okay, so once you have cleaned off everything, it's now time to tighten things down. Now, when you tighten things down, make sure you get your Park Tool wrench back and this thing. Pay attention to which side is out and which side is in. The dirtiest side here is actually out. So all I'm gonna do is, first of all, feel for knocking. I don't know if you can see that. If I hold the bike still. Can you see that knocking? Tighten it. Still a tad bit of play. That's perfect. A little less. Okay. So it's okay to have a little bit of play here. Just barely squeezing in a little bit of play. Now what you do is you take this thing and you just tighten that down as much as you can. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna loosen you a little bit. Oh, never mind. Okay. What I'm gonna do here. Oh, okay, so you can see here. We got some fun stuff going on here. This looks like actually, so you gotta feel this one out, but oh yeah. Here, it's really simple to do this. Okay, there we go. Honestly, you just have to feel it out, make it really tight. Okay, so I've left a little too much play, a little more than I would have liked. So I'm gonna go back here. And fix that real quick. So, there we go, you. Real quick. So, like I told you a second ago, it's all a work in progress here. You're not going to get it right on the first try unless you're me. Okay. Okay, there. Okay, try that again. All right. You. No, too tight. Too tight. Try again. Okay. Trying securing everything the best I can here. It's kind of a struggle. Okay, try again. Wait a second. We're so close. Okay. Perfect. There's literally like almost no play. There's nothing. That's solid. And it spins freely and smooth. So once you achieve something along those lines, that's how you know you're good. Okay, so that was a lot. I think it's time you can reassemble everything. So now what I'm gonna do here is reassemble my crank and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take you, right? You'll notice it doesn't go on evenly, first of all, to begin with. So you want the bolt to be the one that fastens this thing down. So get that bolt on as finger tight as you can here. Then you go back to the handy dandy wrench and remover tool and get that finger tight. And all you gotta do is after that, all I'm just doing is just oh, and fascinating. My bottom bracket is loose again. How the hell is there knocking? Let's redo this real quick. Sometimes after you actually have to readjust once you put this on, you feel for knocking. Once it's loose enough to the point where you don't feel knocking, And I feel barely any knocking. I can go back now, redo this. So, twist you to right. Now, you are officially going nowhere. Okay, so now that I've fixed everything, it's now time I just put these caps back on. And they just pop right back in, just as they were put in. Or taken out, whatever, same thing. So those are just dust caps, really. They just keep water and dust and earth and bugs and whoever's gonna screw on this thing next out of your crank. Great. So, I've rebuilt my crank, yippee-ki-yay, or my friend's crank. Now it's time to put my chain back on, which is honestly pretty simple. If you don't know how to put on a chain, I guess I'll show you now. If you do know, I guess you can just skip this and you're done with the video. So congrats, you watched the rest of my video, the whole video. Nice going, I'm so proud of you. I hope you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. Okay, for the rest of you that are still here, this is a very easy task to do. So, the way I think of it, it goes over the chain, right? And then it's kind of like a, here, I gotta go like over the derailleur, right? So over the derailleur, I come out from under, if I can pull it, right? And then, hang on, come out from under right here. Make sure I pull it through that thing. Oh, you can't even see. Make sure I pull it like that through. All right. Make sure that's on the gear properly. Oh, no, I didn't do it right, wait. So, goes you. Great. So, you are officially on. Then I have to go like you. I have to pull you from underside. See if I can get this thing. It's hard doing the chain upside down. It's actually easier when it's right side up. Cool, so I've now fed my chain through there. I've fed my chain through there. Okay. And all that needs to happen now, I need to just pull the chain through there. Okay, just like so. Got that going. Now I pull everything like this, right? Okay. And then I bring the chain, put it through the derailleur, like so. Now I got it like this. Now what I'm gonna do is I get the two links. So these things are held together by two links. Oops. They come together, look like this. If you can see it properly. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so you put one on one side here, put it on the other side here. They face opposite directions, so one faces me, the other doesn't. All I do is, actually I have to put, oops. Oh, I gotta put some, oh wait, oh, crap. I gotta pull you through again. Can you just through, please. Perfect. So, pulled it through like this. Right, the derailleur will deal with the rest of the tension. And all I'm doing here is just pulling the chain through. Oops, wait, I got it wrong, wait. There, done. Perfecto. I got that done. Now it's time I deal with the other things that this bike's dealing with. So number one, we have a squeaking derailleur. Nice. So I've oiled that up, which was a problem to my friend. Now it's time I take care of his chain, which I'm going to do off camera because it really doesn't matter here. Anyhow, I appreciate you all watching. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Here's a photo of our bikes together.